think injury-wise, from what I know so far, we came out okay. That's a positive. I thought T-Bass 2 kicks, one going each direction. He made them both. That's a positive. Maybe the red zone defense early in the game kept us in it a little bit, but outside of that, a ton to work on. And our standard was not out there today. That's not how we play. So there's a lot that we need to do to get ourselves ready to go here.
Yeah, it was preseason game, Sean, in the first one, but you could not really have been happy with much of what happened, correct?
No, you're correct. Yeah. But we've got to learn from it. I think, we have to be truthful about what we saw out there, and really it started with, I felt like, beating ourselves quite a bit just with pre-snap penalties, and I think eight of the 11 maybe. I think we had 11 total penalties, 8 of which were some form of pre-snap or post-whistle. In this case, pre-snap. So, let's just start there, right? Self-inflicted wounds are hard to overcome, and then you've got to play an opponent on the other side. So give them credit. They played well. There's a lot we can learn from, and I'm confident we'll do that. But I'm also happy to see a lot of guys. I'm hoping the goal was at least to get everyone in some capacity. So I'm happy for those players that had never played before in an NFL game that they got in and were able to get out there and get some work. So.
Speaking of that group, what did you see from Keon, just his comfortability? Only caught one ball out there for 2 drives, but just your impressions of seeing him out there in the NFL atmosphere.
Yeah, I thought he looked, comfortable. I thought he looked like it wasn't too big for him, and that's part of being a young player and adjusting. And that didn't surprise me though, because he's been, I would say, taking things in stride that way, right? So. And you see him, you're out of practice every day, right? He's executed, made some big-time plays, and today the ball didn't find him as much, and it wasn't really a game plan whatsoever for us. We were just out there trying to make sure that we had a chance to see where we were fundamentally and overall as a football team, and then had a chance to evaluate our personnel.
Sean, I think Josh mentioned that he was campaigning maybe a little to stay in on that drive after when the first quarter ended there. Why decide to take him out mid-drive?
Yeah, I just felt like it was the right time. He came out. I thought it had a good warm-up, good look in his eye, and I saw what I needed to see. So no need to put him out there in harm's way any longer than that.
Hey, Sean, I know one thing that stood out was, like you said, now a lot of things went well, but your lack of ability to run the ball. Really no push up front. If you could just talk a little bit about that issue. Well,
you said it. There's not much more to say other than we didn't control the line of scrimmage from the jump. And, all the way down to one of the last series that we had on offense, trying to get a first down of, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, whatever it was there, and can't get a yard. So, but that's also, that's where the challenge comes in, and we got to embrace that challenge. We got a lot of work to do, and we'll look at the film obviously, and it'll hit us right in the face in terms of what we didn't do well, and that was a big one right there. When you don't control the line of scrimmage, it makes it hard to win.
How do you not overreact in a good way or in a bad way after a preseason game?
I do a lot of self-talk. If you had a blood pressure cuff on me during that game, it would probably have exploded. So I just think that when you've been around as long as I have, to try and keep perspective, and that's why they call us coaches also, to take a team where it may be and make it better. And that's what we've done here, and that's what we're planning to continue to do in terms of taking this team and what we did today, and then get them better and better throughout the course of the season. I firmly believe that that's what a coach's job is to do. So, that's what we'll do, and we'll look at this film, like I said, and we've got good guys in this locker room, and it means something to them. And I think some of the younger guys who haven't been in our locker room, and some new guys who haven't been in our locker room, but are veterans, that they start to understand that the standard is the standard. It's the standard even in a preseason game, preseason week 1, and that's probably one of the more irritating things of this is I don't care who it is, where we're playing, what time of day we play, or in this case, preseason game number 1, there is a standard and an expectation when you put the colors on the Buffalo Bills to come out and play a lot better than we did and coach a lot better than we did. And so that's important to me.
What were your impressions of the kick and punt return battle this evening?
What specifically in the battle?
The returner.
The returner job?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, I thought, listen, I thought the returners, especially the ones that are new to our team, got a feel for the weather in Buffalo, right? It's a beautiful day, but that wind kicks up out there from time to time, and I think the gusts were pretty significant at times. And I would say that I thought Sam at times did a pretty good job punting into the wind, because that got pretty gusty at times. You know, I thought the returners, both KJ and Day were having a little bit of trouble tracking the ball, right? And I think the first 2 kickoffs to KJ, especially the second one that we put on the ground there, looked like we were having trouble tracking it. And then the one to Day late in the game that flew over his head, you know, that wind gusts pretty hard there. And so that's something that we have to get them over here to do more, to start to understand the wind and how it works here.
How did you think the communication went with Bobby and calling the defense today?
Yeah, I thought the communication sounded pretty clear to TB, the first middle linebacker that was out there, and then throughout the game. And then, you know, I'm listening to hear how the communication is flowing amongst the staff as well, and it sounded like it was flowing well. And so, yeah.
How involved was John Perry on those 2 challenges?
Yeah, John's involved. You know, it's good to have him. It's Mark Lubick up there, Dennis Locke, myself, and then we get some guys on the sideline that like to tell me what to do sometimes also from time to time. So I got a lot of help. Yeah, I got a lot of help. But it was, you know, it was good to have that today and get experience with some of that again, and have John on there and his first game as well. So.
Was this part of the plan with Matt and Vaughn to just not have them go and then potentially later, or any types of setbacks or anything like that?
Yeah, medically for Matt, it's still part of the plan from the medical staff. And then Vaughn, it's more, you know, just managing his reps in the preseason. And you know, we'll see how we go, how he goes and we go then moving forward week to week with it. And, you know, if you ask him and you look at his history, he's not been a guy that normally plays at all in the preseason. So it's just something we'll have to have open lines of communication on as we move forward here.
Do you have any immediate takeaways from things, how things went for Mitch and Shane, like evaluating both of their performances that stood out to you?
Well, I thought there were good moments, Anna, for both quarterbacks, all 3 quarterbacks really. I thought Josh was really solid, and then Mitch moved the team, I thought, and then same with Shane. And then, you know, there's some plays obviously they're going to want back, and some decisions perhaps, but they'll learn from it.
Yeah, I was told I was going to get a quarter, and Coach McDermott stuck true to that. I was hoping I can finish out that drive, but, you know, I felt good with what we did early on, and, you know, every game is something that we want to win, and today we didn't do that. Lot to learn from. Again, it's preseason. I know we're not game planning for these games, but we got to be ready to go.
Any concern about all day long, the running game was just never there, no matter who was in the game? Is that a
No, I don't think so. I mean, we only had 3 or 4 runs in, and again, we didn't game plan at all for what they were going to do on defense. You know, so just trying to try out some of the runs that we've been working on and practicing, and I know we got a lot of different stunts, a lot of different pressures into those, so it's all good work.
It looked like you were trying to convince Sean to get back in there in the second quarter.
Yeah, I wanted to finish out the drive, you know, but you know, the first drive, 3 and out, got to get a good first down there, and then that second drive, you know, it was only 3 plays until I got yanked, so whole lot of effort getting ready to play and getting those few snaps, but I understand the reasoning behind it.
Hey Josh, just in the limited time, how smooth was the communication?
It was great. It was great. I thought guys went out there and we talked very well, especially between me and Connor. You know, the few plays that we had, just making sure that the mic points were where they needed to be, and yeah.
Josh, overall, what could the team kind of learn from today?
Again, I think Coach McDermott preached it in the room right now. Is we hold ourselves to a very high standard, and whether that was met today, I guess we'll find out on film. Doesn't really feel like it was stepping out of that locker room, but again, I think guys were flying around, and it's hard to play games where you don't really game plan for teams. You're not really sure what they're doing. You don't have your best plays in. There's a balance between running what we've been practicing but not showing a whole lot to the world too. It is preseason at the end of the day, so just wanting to see the guys' effort and how they go attack a game day. And this is the first stepping stone or milestone for a lot of these guys that have never played an NFL game. So get to see that and see how they respond to it. And again, we'll turn on the film, we'll watch it, and we'll get rid of it and move on.
Josh, what was you trying to get a feel for? Like you said, it's a lot of new faces out there, right? So what was particular that you was really trying to get a feel for out there today?
Again, I think just communication, some body language. You got a couple passes in there, but felt good with what we were doing. And again, that balance of calling plays because you want to win the game, but also not showing your hand and what exactly we've been working on and what we're going to do throughout the season. It's tough to win like that. But again, we're not going to make a big deal out of preseason game one.
Got in here a little bit late, sorry if you were asked this. What did you see from Keon today, just energy before the game and how he fit out there?
Yeah, energy was great. Catching a first down there early in the second quarter. Thought we had a couple chances in the end zone there, albeit, he did a good job of breaking one up in the end zone. But again, I thought the energy was there. He was very attentive on the sideline, and I think I can say that for a lot of guys.
Hey Josh, how valuable will be practicing in Pittsburgh next week and run some stuff that's not going to be on tape for anybody to see?
Yeah, I think it'll be very valuable. I don't know exactly how many days. I think it's only 1 day of practice. So again, just being smart and understanding that, the energy is going to be high on both sides. So to be smart and not do anything stupid, and then obviously probably get some more reps in the game next week. I'm not sure really what the plan is right now, but we'll just kind of play it by ear and go from there.
How was the communication between you and Center there?
It was awesome. Yeah, Connor and I were communicating well. Understood what we were trying to do, and the O-line, their main goal, they told me before, was like, we just want to keep you clean, and they did that. So that's what we're happy about.
You said probably getting more reps in the game next week, but that conversation.
I have no idea. I'm assuming I'm gonna go into that saying I am going to get reps, and if coach says no, then it's no, and we move on. But just making sure that I have that mindset of I will be playing. But yeah, who knows?
Do you feel like leaving this game, there are like specific things you still want to do in like a game setting before, or?
Not necessarily, but again, just the more repetitions in game-like situations that you can get with some of these newer guys is super beneficial. So I understand the reasoning if we do. I understand the reasoning if we don't. So we'll go from there.